Welcome everyone. Today we are going to discuss into a significant chapter in India's agriculture history, the Green Revolution. This movement transformed India from a food deficient country to one of the world's largest agriculture producers. However, it is also brought with it a set of challenges that continue to affect Indian agriculture today. We will explore the Green Revolution, its impacts, the problem of plaguing Indian agriculture and potential solutions for these challenges. Let's begin by understanding what the Green Revolution really was. The term Green Revolution is widely used to describe the significant transformation that took place in agriculture during the 1960s and 1970s, particularly in developing countries like India. This revolution was not about a sudden change, but rather a strategic shift in the way farming was approached with the introduction of new technologies and methods. At the heart of the Green Revolution in India was Dr. M.S. Swaminathan, often hailed as the father of Green Revolution in India. Dr. Swaminathan's vision was clear, and he wanted to ensure that India, a country plagued by chronic food shortages and famines, could feed its rapidly growing population. With the support of the Indian government and international organization, Dr. Swaminathan spearheaded the movement to introduce high-yielding variety seeds, modern farming techniques and improved irrigation systems. His efforts were instrumental in transforming India from a food-deficient nation into a self-sufficient one. Before the Green Revolution, India was struggling with severe food shortages, and the country was heavily reliant on food imports from the countries like the United States. Population growth outpaced the agriculture production, leading to widespread hunger and malnutrition. The situation worsened during mid-1960s due to consecutive droughts that led to poor harvest. In response, the Indian government, with support from international organizations like the Rockefeller Foundation, decided to adopt a new strategy to boost food production. The key components of Green Revolution. First one is high-yielding variety seeds. The introduction of high-yielding variety seeds for crops like wheat and rice was the cornerstone of Green Revolution. These seeds were more responsive to fertilizers and irrigation, leading to higher productivity. Second one is chemical fertilizers and pesticides. To maximize the potential of high-yielding variety seeds, the use of chemical fertilizers and pesticides was encouraged. These inputs help to enhance soil fertility and protect crops from pests and diseases. Next one is irrigation infrastructure. The Green Revolution necessitated the development of extensive irrigation facility to provide the water required by high-yielding variety crops. This included the construction of dams, canals and tube wells. Next one is farm mechanization. The adoption of modern machinery like tractors, threshers and harvesters played a significant role in improving farming efficiency and productivity. Next is agriculture credit and subsidies. The government provided financial support to farmers in the form of credit subsidies on inputs like seeds and fertilizers and price support for agriculture produce. Next, we will discuss the target regions of Green Revolution. While the Green Revolution had a nationwide impact, its primary focus was on regions where the conditions were favorable for the adoption of these new agriculture practices. The states of Punjab, Haryana and Western Uttar Pradesh were at the forefront of this revolution. These regions were selected for several reasons. First, they had relatively better irrigation infrastructure, which was crucial for supporting the water-intensive high-yielding variety crops. Second, the farmers in these areas were more receptive to adopting new techniques and technologies. And third, the flat terrain and fertile soil made these regions ideal for large-scale wheat and rice production. Next, we will discuss the impact of the Green Revolution. As we discuss about the Green Revolution, it's essential to acknowledge its significant contribution to increasing food production and achieving self-sufficiency in many developing countries, especially India. However, this agriculture transformation also brought with it a series of unintended negative consequences. Next, we will explore the environmental, social and economic challenges that have emerged as a result of Green Revolution. First, increased food production. The most significant impact of the Green Revolution was the dramatic increase in food grain production, particularly wheat and rice. India's wheat production, for example, increased from 11 million tons in 1960 to 55 million tons by 1990. The focus on wheat and rice was strategic. These two crops are staples in the Indian diet and were the ones most responsible for feeding the nation. Before the Green Revolution, India was heavily dependent on food imports and widespread hunger was a constant threat. By increasing the production of wheat and rice, the Green Revolution aimed to break this cycle of dependency and ensure food security for millions of Indians. This surge in productivity made India self-sufficient in food grains and ended its dependence on food imports. The Green Revolution played a crucial role in averting famines and ensuring food security for the growing population. Second one is economic growth and rural development. The increase in agricultural productivity led to higher incomes for farmers in Green Revolution areas, particularly in Punjab, Haryana and Western Uttar Pradesh. This economic boom in the agriculture sector contributed to overall economic growth and rural development. The increased demand for agriculture machinery, fertilizers and other inputs spurred the growth in related industries. Third one is technological advancement in agriculture. The Green Revolution triggered widespread adoption of modern agriculture technologies. Mechanization reduced the reliance on manual labor and increased the efficiency of farming operations. The use of scientific techniques in agriculture such as soil testing and crop rotation become more prevalent. Fourth one is regional disparities. While the Green Revolution led to prosperity in the regions like Punjab and Haryana, it also created significant regional disparities. Areas with favorable conditions for high-yielding variety crops such as good irrigation facilities benefited the most, while the regions like Eastern India and the Deccan Plateau, which lacked these conditions, were left behind. This disparity contributed to uneven economic development across the country. Next one is social and environmental consequences. The Green Revolution had profound social and environmental impacts. It led to the concentration of land and wealth in the hands of a few larger farmers, widening the gap between rich and poor. The intensive use of chemical fertilizers and pesticides caused soil degradation, water pollution, and a decline in biodiversity. Over-reliance on a few high-yielding variety crops reduced crop diversity, making agriculture more vulnerable to pests and diseases. Next one is shift from traditional to modern farming practices. The Green Revolution marked a significant shift from traditional sustainable farming practices to modern high-input farming. Traditional knowledge and practices which had sustained Indian agriculture for centuries were sidelined in favor of modern methods. This shift had cultural implications and as farming communities adjusted to new days of cultivation and living. Next one is climate change vulnerability. The practices encouraged by the Green Revolution have made agriculture more vulnerable to climate change. Water intensive crops. The focus on water intensive crops like rice and wheat makes agriculture highly susceptible to changes in rainfall patterns and water availability. Next is reduced resilience. The loss of crop diversity and the focus on monoculture reduce the resilience of agriculture system to climate variability and extreme weather events. Next one is the loss of biodiversity. The emphasis on high-yielding variety crops led to the decline of traditional crop varieties, reducing agriculture biodiversity. Monoculture. The farmers increasingly adopted monoculture practices focusing on a high-yielding variety crops like wheat and rice, which diminished the genetic diversity of crops and increased the vulnerability to pests and diseases. Next one is impact on ecosystems. The loss of diverse plant species disrupted local ecosystems, reducing habitats for insects, birds and other wildlife. Next, we will discuss the problems in Indian agriculture. One of the most significant challenges in Indian agriculture is fragmentation of land holdings. This issue is deeply rooted in the country's socio-cultural fabric and has far-reaching consequences for agriculture productivity. Next is generational division. As land is passed down through generations, it is divided m higher, resulting in smaller and smaller plots. Over time, these divisions have led to highly fragmented land holdings, which are often too small to be farmed efficiently. Next is impact on productivity. Fragmented plots prevent farmers from achieving economies of scale. When the land is divided into small scattered plots, it becomes difficult to use modern farming techniques, machinery and irrigation systems effectively. This leads to lower productivity and higher cost of production. Next one is economic viability. For many small farmers, fragmented land holdings means that farming is no longer economically viable. The income generated from these small plots is often insufficient to support a family, leading to poverty and distress. This situation is exacerbated by the high cost of inputs like seeds, fertilizers and labor. Next one is possible solutions. To address this issue, policies promoting land consolidation or cooperative farming could be explored. By pooling their land, farmers can work together to achieve better economies of scale, increase productivity and improve their bargaining power in the market. Next one is dependence on monsoon. Despite technological advancement, Indian agriculture remains heavily dependent on monsoon rains. This reliance on seasonal rainfall poses a significant risk to agriculture productivity and farmer livelihoods. Approximately 60% of India's cultivated land relies on monsoon rains for irrigation. This dependence on rainfall makes agriculture highly vulnerable to weather variability. A good monsoon can result in bountiful harvests, while a poor monsoon can lead to crop failure and economical losses. Next one is weather vulnerability. The unpredictability of monsoon weather in the form of delayed onset, uneven distribution or excessive rainfall can have devastating effects on crops. Droughts, floods and other weather-related events can severely impact agriculture output, leading to food shortages and financial distress for farmers. Next one is regional disparities. Different regions of India experience varying levels of monsoon dependency. For example, in states like Maharashtra and Telangana, erratic monsoon can lead to severe droughts, while in other regions, excessive rainfall can cause flooding and crop damage. Next one is irrigation infrastructure. To reduce this dependency, there is a pressing need to invest in irrigation infrastructure. Expanding irrigation coverage, adopting water efficient practices like drip irrigation and promoting rainwater harvesting can help mitigate the risk associated with monsoon variability. Next one is soil degradation. Soil degradation is a critical issue that threatens the long-term sustainability of Indian agriculture. The problem has been exacerbated by the overuse of chemical inputs during the Green Revolution. The chemical dependency, the Green Revolution introduced high-yielding varieties of crops that required significant inputs of chemical fertilizers and pesticides. Over time, the excessive use of these chemicals has degraded soil quality, depleting essential nutrients and reducing soil fertility. Next one is soil erosion. In addition to chemical degradation, soil erosion is a widespread problem in India. Poor land management practices, deforestation and overgrazing have led to the loss of topsoil, which is vital for crop growth. Erosion is particularly severe in hilly and mountainous regions. Next one is salinization. Improper irrigation practices, especially in the regions like Punjab and Haryana, have led to the salinization of soils. This process occurs when irrigation water evaporates, leaving behind salt that accumulates in the soil, rendering it unproductive. Next one is sustainable practices. Addressing soil degradation requires a shift towards sustainable farming practices. Organic farming, crop rotation, the use of green manure and conservation tillage can help restore soil health and maintain productivity. Government initiatives such as promoting soil health cards and educating farmers on sustainable practices are crucial steps in this direction. Next one is water scarcity. Water scarcity is an increasingly severe issue in Indian agriculture, driven by over-extraction of groundwater and inefficient use of water resources. The widespread adoption of water-intensive crops during the Green Revolution led to the over-extraction of groundwater, particularly in the states like Punjab and Haryana. This has caused the water table to decline at an alarming rate, leading to acute water scarcity. The overuse of surface water resources has also contributed to water scarcity. Rivers, lakes and other surface bodies are drying up, which has direct impact on agriculture irrigation, particularly in water-stressed regions. The cultivation of water-intensive crops like rice and sugarcane in regions with limited water availability has exacerbated the problem. These crops require significant amounts of water, putting immense pressure on already scarce water sources. Next is efficient water management. To address water scarcity, it is essential to adopt more efficient water management practices. Techniques such as drip irrigation, which delivers water directly to the root of the plants, and the promotion of less water-intensive crops can help conserve water. Additionally, rainwater harvesting and the rejuvenation of traditional water bodies can play a crucial role in mitigating water scarcity. Next one is lack of access to technology and credit. Access to modern technology and credit is vital for improving agricultural productivity, but small and marginal farmers often face significant barriers. Smallholder farmers frequently lack access to modern agriculture technology, such as high-yielding seeds, advanced machinery and precision farming tools. The high cost of these technologies make them inaccessible to many farmers, particularly those with limited financial resources. Credit constraints. Access to credit is another significant issue. Many small and marginal farmers are unable to obtain loans from formal financial institution due to a lack of collateral or credit history. As a result, they often rely on informal money lenders who charge exorbitant interest rates, leading to a cycle of debt. Impact on productivity. Without access to modern technology and credit, farmers are unable to invest in essential inputs like quality seeds, fertilizers, and irrigation systems. This limits their ability to improve productivity and adopt more efficient farming practices. Government support. To address these challenges, government initiatives such as Kisan credit cards, subsidies for technology adoption, and the promotion of microfinance institutions are crucial. Additionally, strengthening farmer cooperatives and producer organizations can help improve access to credit and technology, enabling farmers to enhance productivity and income. Market inefficiencies. Market inefficiency presents significant challenge for Indian farmers, affecting their ability to sell their produce at fair prices. Inadequate storage facilities. One of the biggest issues is the lack of adequate storage facilities. Without proper cold storage and warehousing, farmers are often forced to sell their produce immediately after harvest when prices are low. This results in post-harvest losses and reduced income. Next is transportation challenges. Poor transportation infrastructure further complicates the situation. Many rural areas lack good roads, making it difficult for farmers to transport their produce to markets. This increases transportation cost and reduces the profitability of farming. Next is the role of middlemen. The dominance of the middlemen in the agriculture supply chain is another major issue. Middlemen often exploit farmers by offering low prices for their produce while taking a significant cut of the profits. This reduces the share of earnings that farmers receive and contributes to their financial distress. Next is market reforms. To address these inefficiencies, comprehensive market reforms are needed. Improving rural infrastructure, expanding access to storage facilities, and promoting direct marketing channels such as farmers' markets or online platforms can help farmers receive fair prices for their produce. Strengthening farmer produce organization can also empower farmers to negotiate better prices and reduce their dependence on middlemen. The next one is climate change. Climate change poses an increasingly serious threat to Indian agriculture with far-reaching implications for food security and rural livelihoods. Rising temperatures. The rise in global temperatures is affecting crop yields, particularly for temperature-sensitive crops like wheat. Higher temperatures during the growing crops can lead to reduced grain size and lower yields, directly impacting food production. Next one is erratic rainfall patterns. Climate change is also causing changes in rainfall patterns, leading to more frequent and intense droughts and floods. These extreme weather events disrupt planting and harvest cycle, resulting in crop failures and loss of income for farmers. Next one is pest and disease outbreak. Warm temperature and changing weather patterns are also contributing to the spread of pests and diseases. Crops are becoming more vulnerable to infestations, which can cause significant damage and further reduce yields. Adaptation strategies. To combat the effects of climate change, farmers need access to climate-resilient crop varieties, improved weather forecasting, and sustainable farming practices. Government policies and programs aimed at climate adaptation and mitigation are essential to help farmers cope with these challenges and ensure the long-term sustainability of Indian agriculture. Now, let us discuss the solution to the problems of Indian agriculture. First one, land reforms and consolidation. To address the issue of fragmented land holdings, land reforms and consolidation efforts are needed. By consolidating fragmented plots, farmers can achieve economies of scale, making it easier to adopt modern farming techniques. Land consolidation also facilitates better planning for irrigation, cropping patterns and mechanization. Second one, promotion of sustainable farming practices. Promoting sustainable farming practices is crucial for addressing soil degradation, water scarcity and environmental issues. Practices like organic farming, agroforestry, crop rotation and zero tillage can help restore soil health and reduce the environmental impact of agriculture. Government policies should incentivize the adoption of these practices through subsidies, technical support and market access. Third one is enhancing irrigation infrastructure. Expanding and improving irrigation infrastructure is essential to reduce dependence on monsoon and ensure stable crop production. Investment in micro irrigation techniques like drip and sprinkler system can help optimize water use and reduce wastage. Additionally, efforts should be made to revive traditional water conservation methods such as rainwater harvesting and conservation of check dams. Next one is improving access to technology and credit. Ensuring that small and marginal farmers have access to modern agriculture technology and inputs is crucial for improving productivity. Government schemes should focus on providing affordable credit, subsidies for machinery and inputs and training programs for farmers. The promotion of farmer produce organization can also help farmers pool resources, access technology and improve their bargaining power in the market. Fifth one is strengthening agriculture marketing. Reforms in agriculture marketing are needed to ensure that farmers receive fair prices for their produce. Now let us discuss the challenges and criticisms. However, it is important to note that Green Revolution was not without its challenges and criticism. The focus on a few regions and crops led to regional disparities, with states like Punjab and Haryana reaping the benefits while others lagged behind. Additionally, the environmental impact of intensive farming practices such as soil degradation, water depletion and increased use of chemical fertilizers and pesticides has raised concern over the long-term sustainability of the Green Revolution. To conclude, the Green Revolution was a pivotal moment in India's agriculture history. It successfully averted famine and transformed India into a food-secure nation. Yet, it also brought to the fore new challenges that we continue to grapple with today. As we move forward, it's crucial to learn from the Green Revolution's success and the shortcomings to build a more sustainable and inclusive agriculture future. That wraps up today's session. I hope you found it informative and engaging. Your participation is crucial in our collective effort to understand and respond to this important topic. See you all in the next series. Until then, goodbye.